Oh, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. Minister Anita Kelly of AK Ministries here for another segment of For Real, For Real. I'm so excited tonight because this is the last Monday of 2021. And I'm just thankful to God that I'm able to come and to share with you once again. And this has been a fantastic year. God has allowed these segments to bless and help others. And that's what this is really all about. It's not about me, but it's about me and my transparency, hoping to help someone else overcome some things that they may be going through. Because we all go through. We all have our moments. And so I thank God that He allows me to get through my moments so that perhaps I can help you through your moments. Tonight is a very special segment, and I'm going to be talking about, I call it Holiday Spirits. And the reason I call it Holiday Spirits is because this is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. Starting back with the kickoff from Thanksgiving, where families were able to finally come back together this year and enjoy one another and fellowship with one another. And then Thanksgiving just is the spinoff for our Christmas season, our holiday season, our Advent season. And so we are to be reminded that this is the season of Christ. The whole reason that we have this season is because of Jesus Christ. And so let's keep that at the forefront, regardless of what else is going on. You know, you may not be able to purchase gifts this year, but you know what? It was never really supposed to be about the gift giving. Because things that you can give of yourself, your love, joy, spreading kindness, those things, guess what? Money can't buy those things. So if that's all you're able to do is give hugs, whether they're virtual, whether they're in person, whether to give someone a smile, whether it is to tell someone Merry Christmas, whether it is to say Happy New Year, you know, whatever it is, you can give of yourself. So don't worry about if you don't have the finances, because it should never be about that. Let's come back to the basics of what this season of giving is, giving love around this time. And so this is a time that is, again, supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. A lot of reminiscing, you know, a lot of joy, a lot of laughter. All these things are supposed to be taking place, you know, but holiday spirits, I want you to think about that. And I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm talking about the different emotions that we have to walk through. And when we get around these particular holidays, Christmas, you know, New Year's, Thanksgiving, they're joyous occasions, but they bring about a lot of reminiscing, you know. And over the last couple of years, you know, most of us, I've not met not one person who's not lost a very dear friend or a relative. You know, someone may be going through that, like me and my family right now, you know. Um, so it's a great time of reflection, of reminiscing. But it's also a time that we begin to sometimes find ourselves mourning a little bit. You know, we can't talk about one of our late aunties without laughing, you know. But then if we stay there, we find ourselves almost crying, because then you realize how much you really miss them. And so that's why I want to call them holiday spirits, because we have so much conflict, internal conflict going on at this time. You want to be happy, you know, and so you can be happy in certain arenas, and then you get into another arena, and then it brings about sadness. It's like, my God, what do I do with this up and down emotional roller coaster I find myself on during the most wonderful time of the year? God help us to get through our holiday spirits, these things that, that are coming after us. And so I hold on to that we have many anxieties, many things that drive this emotional part of us. And so we call them anxieties. And so the thing that's keeping me together is where God said that, many are the anxieties of the righteous, but God delivers us out of each, look, and every one of them. And I'm so grateful to God that he cares about us and that he sees us and he knows that we're trying to be as happy as we can. And so, but how do we hold together? Because holidays are not easy for everyone. And so we have to be careful and be mindful that we can't necessarily look at a person and know what they're going through. And so you might see someone and they may look polished on the outside, but they're so conflicted on the inside because they're dealing with some things. And so that's why it's important that we purposely spread kindness to one another. And remember that this is the most beautiful time of the year. So how do we deal with these internal anxieties around this holiday season? And so I often talk about my childhood and how special my father and my mother tried to make holidays and how close-knit a family we were. Always spending time with our relatives, aunts and uncles and cousins, and we would just have a blast. And so I find myself this time of year, I always pull out my daddy's favorite Christmas album, which was the Temptations Christmas card. And he would love to have holiday music playing through the house. My dad loved music and especially the Motown sounds, what they had to listen to. So I find myself going on YouTube or somewhere and I find the Temptations Christmas card, and I have my moments, riding in the car. Sometimes if I'm home alone, I'll play them, because I have to be careful that I'm not rubbing off what I'm feeling, what holiday spirit I might be in, that I'm not rubbing it off on anyone else. But sometimes I feel like I need to have my moments. And it's not so much just about my dad, but it's about everyone else who used to be in those fellowships. My uncles and my aunts meant so much to me. Over half of them now are deceased. And so to complete my family visits, I would have to take a trip to the cemeteries where most of them are. And so that's not a good feeling, you know what I mean? And I know that there are many of you that can agree with me. And so we're all going through things that are very similar. So we have these moments of joy. I can sit back now and I can laugh at Auntie Jessie dancing, and kids will have this joke about it all the time. Just don't look at her when she's dancing. Because if you look at her when she's dancing, she's going to stare in your face. And she's going to stare in your face and she's going to do her dance. And she's going to be smiling. And you got to smile the whole time she's smiling. So when she's dancing, we have this little thing among the kids. Don't look at her. Because if you look at her, you're going to be stuck until she stops dancing. And so it's just the little things that bring laughter. They bring joy when you think about them. And so what I'm saying is that we can't stay there too long. You have to move from the reminiscing thoughts. Let the joy be there. You know, that's a part of you. But then you have to look in front of you at the new memories that you're making. Perhaps now you're the auntie that's dancing in front of your nieces and nephews. You know, how the tables turn, we get old and we become them. You know what I'm saying? So now you have children. You know, perhaps maybe maybe they don't know your aunt and uncle. They don't know. They can only relive your childhood through the things that you share. And some may be good things and some, unfortunately may not be. But however, now you're making new memories with your children, your nieces, your nephews, and so now we need to focus on that because that brings in that fresh joy. Because now you are making memories, fresh memories. You have your moment to reminisce, and then you have your moment to come and be able to make these new memories. And so that's, the conflict, because sometimes you want to stay there. But if I stay there and think about it too long, then I'm not going to be a good person to be around, because I'm going to fall into this law, And so I've been looking at posts, people been invited to, holiday galas and Christmas parties is a wonderful thing. But I'm also seeing where some are forcing themselves to go because they have found themselves in this law that can cause you to be depressed or unhappy during this holiday season. And they would say, I didn't want to go. But they had this press in them. They pulled themselves up, dolled themselves up, and went out and had a wonderful time. Because why? They allowed the new joy to come in. They were able to experience laughter and smiles from others that helped them get out of that. So we have to be mindful that there are some things that will trigger us. And there are some things that will try to keep us from enjoying this season, which is the best season of the year. The most wonderful time of the year. But you have to be in control of making it a wonderful time. At this moment, we're preparing for a big family vacation that we're all looking forward to. Been planning it all year long. So we're joyous and we're happy about this vacation that we're about to take, about 35 of us. But at the same time, the conflict comes in because someone that we thought that would be a part of this vacation is no longer with us. And so now we have to deal with that because it was just so recent, and so it brings that conflict inside when we talk about the holiday spirits where you're happy here, your joy is here, but then you're missing somebody over here, and so it's a real thing. It's real, and it's not made up, and we have to make a decision, and how we're handling this grief that we're going through, and realize that that person that we are mourning for, they want us to continue to be happy like we were when they were with us. And so what I'm saying is easier said than done, but in your reminiscing, if you would do me that favor and realize that that special person in your life was special because they brought so much meaning and so much joy to your life. And guess what? They may have even instilled so much inside of you. And guess what? They want you to do is to carry that on. They want you to carry it on. They want you to step up. And they want you to doll yourself up. I'm all dressed up today for you. I'm not going anywhere. I wasn't even invited to any of the parties this year outside of work. But I don't let that get me down because guess what? I got my holiday music playing. I got on my jewelry and I'm happy. I'm all dressed up. Guess what? Because I wanted to talk to you today. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to take this off before I hit the street. But I wanted to dress up just so that I could talk to you. Why? Because it makes me feel better. I had to make myself feel better. Pulling myself up from where my mind was trying to take me. And so that way, when I talk to you, I can share joy and I can share happiness. And I don't have to stay in the law that my reminiscing was trying to get me in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to be reminded of this being the most wonderful time of the year, that no one who has left me left me so that I would be sad the rest of my life. They want me to carry on the memories, the wonderful memories that I was able to have with them and to carry them on. Think about the things that make me giggle. My family had used to love fiddle faddles, the popcorn snack. And so she had her false teeth that stayed in the cup more than they stayed in her mouth. You guys got an aunt or an uncle like that. But she would like to talk like a baby all the time. And she would gotta get my fiddle faddle, my fiddle faddle. And my father was a jokester, like I used to call him my Richard Pryor, which was one of his favorite comedians. And he would tease my aunt, who was my mom's sister. He would just tease her to no end. And he would get in front of her talking that baby talk. But he would go get her fiddle faddle because he loved her, And he would put her fiddle faddle in front of them, and they would have their little round back and forth. But us little kids sitting around, that was some of the funniest moments, So when I think about my aunt, when I think about my dad, when I think about my grandfather, when I think about my Uncle Charles, my Aunt Jessie, and there are just so many to name. But when I think about these people and the things that, what they meant to me in my life, too many occasions to reflect and reminisce that were fun and brought about so much joy and laughter that I'm not going to sit back now and cry and mourn their death because so much joy that they brought to my life, and so much I was able to glean from out of their life growing up that I was able to bring into my adulthood, So it was purpose and it was reason. So now you are that one that your nieces and that your nephews and that your children are looking at. So give them some things that they can reminisce about you and laugh about you, but they realize just how important you were to their life. And so this is the most wonderful time of the year, full of holiday spirits. We're up and we're down. We're happy and we're sad. But guess what? We're going to get through this season. We're going to get through this season because if you look around, there's still folks around you that love you, that need you, that want to see you smile, that need you to help them smile, So we still need one another, And so there is no one, and I have not found anyone like my dad. That is for certain. That is for certain. And so do I wish that I could still speak with him? You are absolutely on point. So what am I going to do with these feelings that I'm having? Because I have some major decisions to make going into the new year. And I really feel like I need to talk to my dad because he was my voice of reason. He's the one that I believe understood my heart more than anyone I've ever met. And so I lost him at the tender age of 16 years old. And so I've had to go through this life, yes, I have great relatives, aunts and uncles and, people that are very important in my life and that can help me, but they're not my dad. So somebody saying that she don't understand. I understand. And I told God just the other day, I said, God, I got these decisions to make. And I need a voice of reason that does not judge me. Someone who understands my heart and will give me good sound advice, but they will hear me out so that I can get everything that I'm thinking out, even though it's in no particular order. But this man could help me put things into perspective so that I can see what I needed to see, what I need to see in order to make these decisions. And so I say, God, I'm really, really missing my dad because I don't have anyone that can do that with me. and for me. What do I do? God, what do I do? And then I turn around and repent and say, God, I'm so sorry. I know that you are my father. And I know that you made me. And, I go through this thing with God. And then, but being honest and transparent with my father, my maker, my creator. He understands what my intention and what I'm saying, And so I know that God is going to help me through the decisions that I have to make. Yes, I have a husband. Yes, I have uncles. Yes, I have other professional affiliated people that I can talk to. But sometimes you say that one person is the key to everything. And they can help you see things, and you just feel so much better when you can speak with them. And so now I'm dealing with this holiday spirit now because my triggers are trying to kick up, and so my job, when you recognize your triggers are starting to ball up a little bit, you have some choices and you have some decisions to make, and how I'm going to handle these triggers, that I don't fly off and that I don't make someone else feel bad. I can't tell someone else that they're not qualified to help me through my decisions, or I don't want to listen to anything they say because it's not the person that I want to talk to. So we can offend people when our triggers are kind of getting out of whack. So I'm being prayerful that God help me, and that I don't internalize this stuff too much, that I'm able to accept the help that God is sending me and be satisfied with that. And so I have to do the work inside. That I know that my Father's not here. My Father's not here that I can speak with, but God was not going to leave me without what I need. And so relying on that and waiting for that. And so I know that I'm speaking to someone else, because anytime I talk like this, it's not just about me. Yes, I can say that I miss my dad. I can say that I have mourned my father over the past 2 years like I did in the beginning. And so that I'm trying to work, and I'm trying to work on that, because I know what triggered that. And I feel like it's going to take God, to help me to get through that, so that I don't use that to start issues in the family because of what I'm internalizing. You understand what I mean? So we can cause problems with the way we respond to our holiday spirits, and we can inflict that on people who don't deserve it, or we can do it in a way that is just not the right way to do it. So you have to do the work and deal with yourself before sometimes you confront it, And so sometimes God will heal it where you don't necessarily have to confront it, but he can help you be delivered through it. So we have to rely on God during these times. And so, as I said, I am doing what we call a force fit. You're doing a force fit because you're dealing with these holiday spirits, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. You got all these different things, and got your emotions out of whack, and got your anxieties kind of, on edge. And so sometimes you got to force yourself to get up from where you are, get yourself dressed up, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, force fit it. Go to that fellowship even if you don't feel like it, because it's going to get you out of them feelings that you in. These holiday spirits, that are keeping you from experiencing the joy, and so you can go and be among other people that are happy, and then you'll forget about the thing that might be trying to keep you down, because we want to make sure that this is the most wonderful time of the year, that our reflections and our reminiscing, let's make it healthy. And that's something that we have to do. We have to take it, the bitter with the sweet. Force fit your situation. Get Get yourself out there. I don't have a party to go to, but I can create my own happiness. I can put on I have a necklace with Christmas bulbs on it that light up, and I can go out and just say Merry Christmas to most people that I see. I don't have to know them. Spreading holiday cheer because I need to find some new joy for myself. And so it's whatever it takes to force fit. Get up. Let's continue to make this the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, God has called some folks home that you love and that I love. But you know what? God is still in control. He said that he'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us. He knew it was going to happen. He will comfort us. We can have our moments, but you got to know how to get out of your moments. You know what I mean? So have your time. I can play the Temptations Christmas card all day long in my car. And I can have my moments when my dad and I would sing certain songs together. And I can have my moment when Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer come on or whatever from the Temptations, and remember how we we used to do when these different songs would come on. And I can have my moments. But when I get around others, I want to make sure that the holiday spirit that I'm putting out there is of joy, is of hope, and that I'm being kind. That I'm not cussing somebody out because I'm having my little personal moment and they don't know nothing about what just went on in the car. It's not their problem. Handle your anxieties, handle your triggers, be in control of that so that you will be able to make sure that this is the most wonderful season for you. And as we're closing out this year, know that God loves you, that I love you, and those people around you that get under your skin, but they love you and they need you. And holiday spirits is not about eggnog and alcohol, but it's about what's going on the inside. And I'm telling you that we need to be able to channel these feelings and these things that we're going through. Channel these things that you're going through in your life, and make a choice. Make a choice that this will be a wonderful season for you. Though you lost some things, though you may never regain some things, but you can still make a choice to make this the most wonderful time of the year. And you're saying, now I'm getting ready to propel into another year. Thank God I'm still here. However, I don't know what 2022 gonna bring. But I'm here right now. And I'm going to enjoy this moment right now. I got me some coffee. I got my Christmas music playing. I'm all dressed up. And I'm happy. And I'm excited about my upcoming vacation. But I'm not excited about laying to rest my sister-in-law. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got this conflict going on. But I'm going to choose this day to be happy. And I'm going to reminisce on what she meant to me in my life. And what she meant in the life of her children and her family. And her last words to me. I'm going to remember all that. And I'm going to have my time. But I'm going to remember she said she was ready. Excuse me. When someone has resolve and is at peace in their souls, know they're going to meet their mate and say they're ready to go. There's some part of that you have to accept. There's some part of it we just have to accept. Because God is in control of it all. I really wish you have the very best Christmas. I hope that you make some memories this year where there's so much joy and where there's so much love. And whether you lighting a candle for someone, whether you're letting a balloon go for someone, they're in your heart forever. The memories that you have, no one can take them away. And listen, If we still here, we are survivors. And that means that God is not through with us yet. That means that there's yet work for us to do. Have a very Merry Christmas. Love on those that even seem to be unlovable, because you know what? They still need us. They still need you. Spread joy, spread kindness. And as we go into the new year, we're going to have a very special segment for our first New Year's for real segment. But I just wanted to speak to you today from my heart, because I understand people say happy holidays. We do the very best that we can to make them happy. But I'm going to tell you to don't look behind you, but look at those that are in front of you. And look at those who are around you. And let that be your joy. Let that be your joy. Let's make new memories. If you don't dance, get up and dance in front of them. I bet they will crack up. And I bet you they'll never forget it. Do something different, out of the ordinary. You know, I might take the Soul Train line myself. You know, just to have fun. Can you just let your hair down? Can you just step outside of your little ordinary self? Can we just have a good time? Can we spread kindness? Spread joy? You know? Eat your holiday pie and cake. Have your ham and your turkey. Your ribs or whatever it is that make you happy. Make sure you bless the cook. Hug them. Tell them how delicious the meal is, even if you don't like it. Spread joy. Do your part. Your family's counting on it. Your family needs you. Let's make some new memories. And remember, this is the most wonderful time of the year. I thank you so much for listening in to me today. And listen, this is Minister Nina Kelly, and I'm looking forward to having a very Merry Christmas. And I'm hoping and praying the same for you. So spread love at Christmas time and enjoy your family. If you can't visit them, FaceTime them. Because you survivors, we all are still here. Glory to God. So we're survivors, and so we need to uplift one another. Have your moments. But step out of them. Force fit it. Get out of it. And renew the joy that's inside of you. And remember that God is still in control. He understands where we hurt. He understands where the void is. He understands that. And I promise you that God will comfort you in ways that you would never expect. I know that God is going to help me through these decisions that I need to make. It's me that's saying I need my dad. But God already knows how I'm going to get through, to resolve, to get the information that I need. He already knows. Once I stop looking at who I think I need and open my eyes to who God has set for me. It may just be God. It may just be me, God, and a piece of paper. So it's me telling myself what I think I need. But it's God who's going to show me all that I need. And it's Him. So I thank you, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your holiday season. God bless you.